Central is like a second home to me.
I've noticed that a lot of people here are risk takers, they're open-minded, brave, and I don't see that in a lot of other schools.
Central means opportunity and diversity and prep for real life.
Central is like a home for opportunities for me.
I came here from Jarrett 1 year after I moved to the US, and so I had already had like a hard time fitting in, and so the diversity here was like, it was just very accepting. I'm involved in debate,
Math team,
IB ambassadors,
Future Business Leaders of America,
Botanical Society,
our film department,
Chamber Choir,
Mind Over Matter,
our broadcast journalism department,
Girls for Good,
French Honor Society,
our Science Olympiad team,
Concert Choir,
Bellatones,
Key Club,
French Club,
Liberty in North Korea,
Cabinet, I'm Student Body Secretary,
and IB.
and IB.
and IB.
I think IB has made me a more mindful person of who I am in the entire world.
It shows me that in order to achieve what you want, you have to work hard for it.
IB is an opportunity. I think that's the biggest thing, is that it's an opportunity. It's not a guarantee. It's an opportunity to challenge yourself, to expose yourself intellectually to different ideas and to people who may think differently than you, who may have a different worldview than you do. But I really think it's an opportunity to prepare yourself for a world that maybe doesn't look like the world you live in right now.
I think the biggest difference between IB classes and classes that aren't in the IB program are the evaluative and analysis skills that it teaches you. So you don't really just learn about one thing, but you learn about one thing and get the chance to think about what it means for you, what it means for the world, and what it means for your culture and your society. And I don't think that's something that happens in non-IB classes.
Last year, I got to speak at the town hall and the walkout, and I think that was the most exciting thing I've had to do because Central was able to give me that voice. But I was also able to apply to Chocolate University and get in. So I went to Tanzania over the summer, and that was a very life-changing experience that I only got through Central.
I think the coolest thing that I've done through IB and through Central was going to the Breckenridge Film Festival with our film program. We got to spend like almost 4 or 5 days in Breckenridge, Colorado, getting to see a lot of films, meeting some famous actors, directors, and actresses. And we just got to really experience a lot of filmmaking that we haven't really had the opportunity to do in Springfield.
Central is such a diverse community, and you can see that just walking through the hallways. You'll see people from many different places from around the world. I'm Nigerian, and before I started going to Central, I didn't know much about my roots and about where I came from. But through my experience here at Central, I not only learned more about myself, but more about my culture as a whole, because there are students here who have done the exchange program, who have been able to enroll here at Central. And so through them, I've been able to talk to them about how life is different in the US than it is in Africa per se. And so I think that overall is a great opportunity for anyone who's wanting to learn more about culture.
I wanted to focus more on STEM education and prepare for pre-med and biology in college. And I feel like the career program is beneficial because you get to anchor towards what you want to do in college. I'd say that the diploma program is more for students who want to get that well-rounded look at what college is going to be like as far as class intensity, whereas the career program has that same intensity, but you're able to create a focus in it.
CP has given me the opportunity to learn more about my career choices, and I have been able to learn more about the ethical issues in engineering and that career pathway I chose to take. And it gives me a more broad aspect of like what I plan to look forward to in college and how I can prepare myself for the real world and having a job in that career pathway.
It's not necessarily a step down from DP. Yes, you're not required to take as many IB subjects as the diploma program, but it doesn't take away from how rigorous your coursework can be. With me, I'm able to take IB and AP classes at the same time, and I'm still in an all honors schedule. It's just more geared towards what I want to do in life.
They obviously have certain components that you need to do, like IAs and stuff, and so with those required components and essays, you really get a different experience through that, and the student is challenged more.
I think the coolest part about IB is how it teaches you to think and analyze and not just remember raw material. Because anyone can remember raw material, but it really takes a person to be able to process information, create an argument for it, and really defend your point and express it, which is something that I think only IB does, and I haven't really gotten a lot of from anywhere else.
One of the required classes is Theory of Knowledge, or TOK. And I think TOK changes you the most and is the most interesting because it doesn't necessarily challenge your knowledge about like certain subjects like math or science. It really pushes the student to think about things that are going on in real life. And so that, to me, is the most interesting.
I am taking medical interventions, I'm taking HL math, IB environmental systems and societies, and HL biology.
Choir has always been by far one of my favorite things to do ever since elementary, and I've always loved singing, so I took choir because that's like one of the biggest family-based teamwork classes that I've ever participated in, which they also include your own talents and your own skills, and it's just very rewarding and I like it a lot.
I'm in CI, which is the broadcast media team here at Central, and through CI I learned more about journalism, broadcast media, and how broadcast media has an overall influence on not only the US but the world as a whole. And so through that I learned more about myself and my love for journalism.
Large schools, small schools, both coasts. We have students internationally in universities as well. There's at least one Central student in a university in the UK this year. The entire MU system, obviously Missouri State, Drury, WashU, 6-year med program at UMKC, Duke, Amherst, Yale. I have a former student who's a Harvard graduate. I have several students at WashU. I have a student at Penn. I have a student who's a graduate of Columbia. I have a student who's a graduate of Dartmouth, a graduate of Cornell. And we have 2 or 3 Central students at Princeton. Several students in the music program at Belmont University, Wake Forest, North Carolina State, North Carolina, Emory, USC, UCLA, Stanford. We have or have had a student at every Ivy school, and we'll have others. One of the things that the IB program here opens up for students who choose to take advantage of it is the opportunity to not limit themselves in where they apply.
To be a Bulldog is to be brave, open-minded, a risk taker, and diverse in a way, I'd say.
Central is where you can use your individuality to become a family and to become a community rather than just you being on your own. And it's a place where you can find other people who are like you and other people who aren't like you, but you can make friends with them.
Being a Bulldog means being courageous, being caring, being hardworking, and being strong-held in not only your beliefs, but what you want to achieve.